And we're ready. Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Mike,
Doug.
we just thought we'd hop on here and talk about some X Plus stuff. We're a little bit late. Me and Cody want to hop on here and do a video about what we did in 2019 as far as collecting. So I think we're going to go over our personal figures of the year and kind of go from there. So, Cody, you want to introduce yourself, man?
All right, what's up, everyone? What up? That's how I start every video. Cody from Cody Kaiju Customs here. Mod of the great Kaiju groupie group. And we're going to talk about some sweet-ass X Plus we collected this year.
Hell yeah, we are. Hell yeah. And this was my first year of collecting. I've been a collector for a long time, but this is when I really took it seriously. So I'm excited to talk about what I've been into this year. And I know you've been super busy.
I went a little overboard this year. I don't know. I just got that bug, and I just started buying and buying.
Right. I think I've only been collecting. I started, I want to say in March or April of 2019. So I'm coming up on almost a year. So I think I've collected 9 figures, 9 pretty dope ass pieces in the last several months. So I'm excited to talk about those, and I'm really excited for what X Plus is going to give us in 2020. So I've already got that 84 pre-ordered, along with
here, man. I can't wait for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Did you go Rick or did you go standard?
I went standard. I'm not crazy about the light ups. This is actually my first light up, the brand new Super Mecha Godzilla. And honestly, I'm not blown away by it. I'm happy I didn't spend the extra like $80 for the light up.
Right.
It's not a gimmick that I'm super into.
I don't have it in front of me, but I think for the light up, the Rick for the 84, it was like an extra $100, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. My total for the standard was like 300 shipped with shipping. So
oh yeah,
I'm looking at almost 400 with the light up. I'm just like, yeah, not this time.
And I'm sure Jason's going to see this later because I have a feeling we're probably going to post this to the collectors group too. So big thank you to Jason Welling for making all of our X Plus dreams come true.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I've ordered a lot from Jason this between buying figures from other group members and buying stuff from Jason. Yeah, it's been a huge. I got bit, and then once I got bit by the bug, and I was just done for. My bank account has hated me ever since. So
I don't even try to look at it. Jason has been the biggest impact on my bank account this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Group members.
Absolutely. So let's hop right into it. I'm going to start with you. What did you pick? What was your first figure you picked up in 2019?
So going through my Instagram account, I had deleted some posts to kind of clean it up.
Right.
But the first purchase of 2019 was in I want to say March, like the very beginning of March. I picked up the 30 centimeter first version of the 99 Godzilla.
Okay.
Great figure. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's a closed mouth, so I mean, come on. I had to pick it up.
I feel like closed mouths are really hard to come by. Like all the other poses especially for the 99. I have the version 2 of the 99, and it's open mouth, and it's got it's in that marching stance where he's just kind of lunging towards you. I like the figure. It's a nice figure. It's really not my favorite of the collection, but I wanted a really good 99. So I may even still try to pick up that closed mouth 99 before it's even over with. So, but I know I have.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
That was actually my first X Plus figure. Was the Roaring version 99 because it was like $100 shipped on Flossies.
Oh man, I think I got that one from Jason. It was like 120 or 118, 120 on Awesome Collector. So it was a good deal.
Hell yeah. I didn't care for how short it was. It was just it didn't do it for me.
Yeah, it's got this weird lean to it too, which I've seen other collectors fix that lean, but I don't know if I want to take a drill and a saw and try and chop off the foot just to fix a little bit of a lean. So
yeah, I'm not into that. But you know what? That I want to say it's Nathan Lindsay. He does an amazing job with that type of thing. He cuts the feet off. He sculpts the perfect little like extra ankle bit. sculpts it all, all the skin detail in, and it looks like brand new. So
Yeah, I
shout out
think.
to that guy.
Yeah, he's really amazing. And who's the his name escapes me, but the guy that's in X Plus group that does all the other custom paint apps. Oh shoot.
David?
No, it's not David. No, it's not David. It's
Vegeta? With all the light ups?
I think so.
Yeah, he's great too. He's pretty crazy. He's cutting up gigantic figures and lighting them up. So, more power to him. But I would never do that.
I mean, it's your stuff. You're free to do with it whatever you want to. But I would be terrified to start the process.
I couldn't imagine spending $600 on a figure just to get it home and cut it open. Like, I couldn't do it.
That takes balls. I think that takes real balls to do that.
Yeah, but you know what? It looks great. All his work looks great. So he's doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So my first purchase of 2019, I think it was, like I said, in March is when I started. So my first purchase was the 25 centimeter large monster series Godzilla 65. And I got this guy from a fellow collector. You know who he is, the guy that was selling off all this stuff to start collecting Transformers.
James. James is a great guy too, yeah.
Yeah, I found that he had this posted. I believe it wasn't even the X Plus group. I think it was in the Awesome Collector group. He had this thing posted. It was for a steal, I thought, at the time. And so I picked it up from him, and this is what started the bug for me in 2019. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was Figure of the Year last year, was voted by the group, from what I'm understanding.
You know what? It could have been. I mean, I'm not crazy about 25 centimeter figures, but that is an amazing piece.
No, dude, this thing
I would definitely pick that up, even if it doesn't go with my collection, really.
No, this thing is awesome. And it's sort of sentimental value too, because I love the film. Invasion of the Astro Monster was one of the first films I saw as a kid. That got me hooked on the Godzilla bug. So yeah, when I saw this guy and he was selling it for a really good price, I picked him up because I looked online, and he's going now for like close to he's in the upper 200s, almost 300s at this point.
Yeah, those aftermarket prices are just.
Oh no, you don't base. I don't base stuff on eBay prices, man. eBay prices.
Right, obviously, you're smarter than that.
No. I've only seen one thing this year, or so far this year, that's actually seems reasonably priced on eBay, and I showed it to you. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to steal it. But yeah, this was the first figure of the year, and I'm super happy with it. I probably will never get rid of it just because I think that it's a beautiful figure. It's a beautiful sculpt, and it looks identical to the film. So, I mean, what more can you ask for?
Right, 30 centimeter.
30, a 30. I know you like the big guys.
Yeah, I do. The bigger, the better. That's why that 19 back there is always catching my eye.
Dude, I don't know. I don't mind the 25 centimeters, to be honest with you, because I've seen some of the 25 centimeters I've seen online and things. They seem to be more detailed than the 30 centimeter. At least some of the older figures. Now the newer 30 centimeters they all look fantastic. Like the detail and the sculpt on all the newer stuff coming out is sick. But I feel like some of the older figures in the 30 centimeter line just didn't have as much detail as some of the 25s. So yeah, I don't mind having the 25s, and that just means I'm gonna be able to fit more on my shelf if I have a few 25s scattered in there too. So
until you start getting 25 centimeter Biolante and Destroyer and all that.
Yeah,
Ghidorah.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cody, what was your last purchase of 2019?
Well, it's a hard one because it really wasn't my last purchase. I paid for it in the beginning of December,
right?
But had some seller complications. Not very fun. But on December 30th, this guy finally came in, and it's the giant 30 centimeter Space Godzilla. Great figure. Never was really like a huge fan of Space Godzilla or the film, but once I went over to Freddie Cancelo's basement. Great guy, great friend. And he has this and the Rick. And once I saw that, it was over. I had to have a Space Godzilla.
What's the Rick version? Is it Little Godzilla? That's the Rick version?
And no, it's a light up, but I'm not sure what lights up. It's got to be the two crystals in the whatever this is. His
crown.
Yeah, that's what I call it. but the paint job is different. It's much lighter. I don't really care for it. This is like real dark red.
Right.
I love it. For a figure for a character in a movie I'm not crazy for, this is an excellent figure.
That is a chunky ass piece too. Like
I honestly think it's the biggest 30 centimeter out there, and that right. It's a little bit taller than Super Mechagodzilla, but it's just the width is insane. This video does not do it justice.
Have you compared it to the film to see if you notice there's a difference between that sculpt and what the suit actor actually had?
You know, when I first got it, I was complaining in our group chat that it was way off. It looked funky, and then I went back and watched it, and Space Godzilla actually looks this weird in the film. He's super fat, super slow. I never noticed how like off proportion his legs were. He almost looks like a small person. I'm trying to be politically correct. I mean, honestly, he looks stumpy. He's like a corgi. He's a corgi of a kaiju.
Right.
He looks great. It's just, what is going on with his legs?
I bet he really stands out on your shelf too. Like it seems like a piece like that it would really stick out. As soon as you walk into your collection room, it's like, bam, there he is.
Yeah, I have LED strips above all the figures. And with these being like a real translucent white, even in this light, I mean, you see how it pops. He glows. This would have been a great figure if they wanted to incorporate some type of glow-in-the-dark features.
Oh, that would be so sick.
This guy would have been the guy to do it too. All the spines or crystals, light them up. That would have been sweet.
Oh man, that would be sweet. Because I can
we
just
talk to Jeremy about that one.
I can just see it now. Like when you turn off the lights, all his dorsal plates and those big crystals just shine in the dark. Man, I think that would be sick.
That would be awesome. I'm surprised we don't have any type of glow in the dark. You know.
I wonder if it has something to do with the stability of the material that they have to use, which I don't know. I mean, in theory they could, because it's just vinyl, but it's just painted with a different type of treatment that makes it.
I mean, a lot of those Sofubi figures, you know, the smaller, like cutesy, really crazy colored ones. A lot of those are glow in the dark. You know, they're from the 80s and 90s and they're still glow in the dark. So I'm not sure. Maybe they think it won't sell. You know, maybe they think it's kind of a stupid concept.
I think that would sell more. To me, I think it would sell more than a light up, because everything that I've seen about light ups, eventually those LEDs go out. Now, not every figure is different and every case is different. So, but I have seen a lot of collectors complain and very publicly complain that eventually their LEDs go out. So
yeah, I hear that's a huge problem. I never turn these lights on Super Mechagodzilla unless I'm taking a picture, or like I kind of figured I had them on for this review.
Or you just want to show it off?
It's done?
Kinda. But I probably couldn't tell if I wasn't looking directly at it though.
Right. So now think about that. Is that option really worth $100 extra? You can't even tell on camera that it's not. I mean, really. I'm going back to it, but I don't know. Light ups are just not my thing. Yeah. I got this specifically because I needed a Super Mechagodzilla. Right. You know.
One thing that I saw that I'm going to be hunting for this year is the 25 centimeter nighttime version of Gigan, the Rick version of Gigan, where that visor just lights red. Yeah. I'll be on the lookout for that guy this year.
I hear a lot of people say that's the best version of Gigan. I kept the 30 centimeter, and honestly, I'm not crazy about it. I prefer.
You were saying that in the Facebook chat. You weren't super crazy about him, but I mean, he was an old. You got the original release. You didn't get the Diamond reissue though, did you?
No, it was the 2009 or 11 original concept. But I mean, you can see seams in the head. His body parts look kind of odd. It kind of looks like a toy more than a statue. Right. But I mean, it's almost 10 years old now, so it is what it is.
X Plus has gotten better in the last. In the last year or so. In the last couple releases that they've put out, I mean, they're beautiful. That's all I can say is they're gorgeous pieces, and I have this feeling that 2020 is going to break a lot of hearts. So
yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think there was a single release in 2019 that wasn't at least great. Everything I've seen has been like awesome, almost perfect. So I'm really impressed with X Plus this year.
Yeah, there's no surprise why the 2002 got voted figure of the year, because it's not my favorite looking figure. I actually prefer the 2003, the standard 30 centimeter to the Sakai 2002. But I'm not gonna dispute how that is an awesome sculpt. I just didn't care much for it, and even if I did, they're really hard to find right now. And I think you have one, don't you?
Yep.
The Sakai.
I actually had it down before we started the video because I was going to do like the 4 big figure of the year figures: Burning Sakai, 02 Sakai, 19, and then I'm not sure else who I had up there, but I put him back. But yeah, the only thing I would change about that one is I wish they lifted his head up a little bit. He's really hard to take pictures of.
Yeah, it's like he's got this weird. Yeah. He's got this weird derpy look on his face, and I think that may be what turns me off on him a little bit. It's not really the body sculpt; it's sort of like that derpy face sculpt that they've got going on. But I'm not going to dispute that it's a beautiful piece, and if you have one in your collection, I mean, good for you because you have a real awesome figure there.
Oh yeah, that's one scene that not a lot of people went Rick on. Most people went standard. I think because I've only seen maybe a couple pictures or a couple posts about the Rick.
I think Phil. I think Phil went Rick, didn't he? I know Phil the Kaiju.
I think so.
Because I know that was his favorite. That's been his favorite figure this year, I believe. He talks about that one a lot.
Yeah, it was. But for him, it was between that and the Baragon, the Baragoon.
The Barugon, not Baragon.
Yeah, my bad.
The one from Gamera, the one that looks like the one that looks like a chameleon that's spinning. Yeah, that one.
I'm not crazy about that. You know, I mean, to each their own, but that got a lot of Figure of the Year nominations. I was pretty surprised.
I'm not too surprised by it because if you look at the sculpt of the figure and then you look at the film, like the Gamera versus Barugon, I mean, it's damn accurate. Super accurate. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever that people love that figure. It's not my taste either. I have the Baragon, the Rick Baragon on order right now from Flaw Season. I actually like it a lot more than the Barugon, but I guess that's neither here. I guess it just comes down to personal taste.
Yeah, I've seen the first release 25 centimeter, and I was with the Varan edition, the Varan piece, and that looks cool. It's tiny. It looks like you're like holding a gerbil, and then even the 30 centimeter version is pretty small. But I mean, they did really well on those sculpts.
Are you talking about the standing version or the crawling version? Because there's two versions.
I believe the 30 centimeter standing version that I have. I'm sorry, my thing kicked out. What the hell is going on?
No, I can still see you. I can still hear you.
Okay, well, I can't see you. I don't know what happened. Here we go. Back to me. I got a phone call and like kicked me out of everything.
Okay.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I was just asking if you meant the standing version of the Baragon or the crawling version of Baragon.
The standing 30 centimeter in the Destroy All Monsters set. It's really good looking. I'm kind of jealous I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I'm not even a big Baragon fan, but it looks damn good.
I am not. I wasn't either. But after watching the Frankenstein versus Baragon or Frankenstein Conquers the World, whichever version you're watching, after watching that film, and then I saw it up for pre-order on Flossie, it's like, man, that thing is gorgeous. So I got it. So
nice.
I'm pretty excited about that one. Speaking of standing out on the shelf, for my last purchase of 2019.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I went, this is the 30 centimeter Sakai modeling collection, Burning Godzilla, or Godzilla 1995, aka Desogoji from Godzilla vs. Destroya. And man, you were right. When I opened the box for this guy, I was blown away. I really was.
Awesome.
I really was.
I can't believe they put out that good of a figure that year. I can't imagine how good the Rick looks. Never seen him in person, but
yeah, the Rick. All the photos and the videos I've seen online, like I watched before I bought this one. I watched Rich's video. Or it was either Rich's or Phil's video on it, and I was convinced that I had to find this guy. So when Jason Welling mentioned in the group that he was going to be getting more in stock, but it was the standard. I I had to pull the trigger because I was like, man, having a good representation of Desogoji in your collection, I feel like is a must. You have to have this guy.
That is one of the quintessential moments in the Godzilla franchise.
Right.
If not the biggest one.
And this is sort of a nitpicky thing, I guess. If I had to critique it, I mean, it's pretty damn well perfect. But if I had to critique it some, like when you set it flat on a table, it doesn't necessarily set super, like his feet aren't flush to the table. You can't see it on video, but an easy way that I found to fix that is take one of the extra SH Monster Art platforms that I have, slip it under his tail, sits flush.
Okay.
But that's a
tiny bit.
Yeah, it's just off by a tiny bit, but I'm super OCD about stuff like that. The 89 Sakai is the same way. Just slip a little piece of plastic under it, little clear piece of plastic. You never even know that it's there.
Now, it's funny you say that. That's weird. Now, I got the first release standard, and mine doesn't do it at all. Mine is completely flat. I'm looking at it right now. It's completely flat. Nothing is neat on the tail stand. I wonder if something happened during that second production or maybe it's just your figure. You know what I mean?
Maybe. I mean, like I said, that's the only thing that I can really critique about it. But other than that, it is damn near perfect, in my opinion.
Do you like the tail, how it just fizzles out and there's no more red on it?
I
don't care for that.
I like it because it's movie accurate. I know there's a lot of debates out there whether this is actually, or whether the Rick is movie accurate or not. But I rewatched the film and I could not find where the entire tail was glowing red.
True. It was hard for me to find a scene that had his tail in it. It's kind of difficult.
Right. But, I mean, I'm not complaining whatsoever. I mean, I like this guy because as soon as I walk into the office here, my eye is drawn directly to him because he's completely different. Even though he is, he's not charcoal gray, he is black.
Black vinyl.
Yeah, he has black vinyl all over except for these red and orange patches. But man, he's gorgeous. I'm super happy that I picked him up. I'm just happy that Jason was able to get another run of them on Awesome Collector so that I could pick him up because I was super jealous of everybody picking him of getting theirs, and I was like, man, I'm gonna miss out on that guy, but I got lucky.
You don't want to pay $450 on eBay for one?
No, I try not to pay that kind of money for toys if I can help it. But to each their own, I suppose.
When it comes down to it, they are toys. I mean, they're not statues. They're not hard resin freaking, they're action figures for the most part.
For the most part. Pieces like the Mechagodzillas and the Gigans, and I think even like a couple of some of the other ones that have the movable arms, and you can adjust. I know the Mechagodzilla, you can adjust his hands, you can adjust his arms to whatever position you want. And
it's nice. It's really, I find myself moving them around a lot. It's nice going from a figure like Space Godzilla that has no articulation just a little bit, even in the arms. I like it. I really do.
Right. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. How do you think the Sakai burning scales with the large monster series Destroya?
It's definitely out of scale. Godzilla's about as tall as Destroya, and Destroya is way bigger in the movie. So if we get a 30-centimeter Destroya, that's going to be one massive figure.
I feel like that's more likely than a 30-centimeter, say, Ghidorah or something like that, because I just feel like that's a huge hunk of vinyl to try to replicate, to try to recreate. And I know the Ghidorah X Pluses tend to be kind of on the fragile side.
We both know how that goes.
yeah, but man, you got lucky. You honestly got lucky. I'm actually a little jealous that you were able to get that thing for such.
I can confidently say I had the cheapest X Plus King Ghidorah out of anyone, unless it was like a gift. Because I'm not going to go into details, but $50 for a King Ghidorah that's unheard of. So I was very happy with that deal. Man, that was my deal of 2019.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I take the deal of 2019. If you want to. I know he won't care for me mentioning it, but Seth that gigantic shin.
Yeah, that was good for him. You know what?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for I was really surprised. I had my fingers crossed for him the whole time. I was like, man, please don't let him get took again.
Opens it up and it's the 25 centimeters.
But yeah, that I feel like that was the deal. Like for all the things that I saw going on in the group, that was the deal of 2019. He won 2019 in my opinion.
Yeah, there's no you're never gonna find a deal like that again. I don't know how that happened, but good for them.
I just saw one. I think it was the open mouth shin. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the open mouth shin. Get sold. Yep, in the group, I saw someone bought that thing. I was like, man.
I mean, it was only up for like me and Freddie were talking about it. I went to go look for the post and it was gone. So
it was only up for like a day.
Oh my god, it's $1,600. And what was? I think the retail was $750 plus like $150 to ship. So I mean, that aftermarket is just insane. It almost doubled.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know if it never says if they're actually sold for this much, but if you go on eBay and you look at how much Shin Godzillas are going for on there, it's like I was showing one to Lisa one day, and she's like, "Holy shit, $3,000 for a statue!" It's like, yeah.
And someone will pay that, honestly, you know, and not one of us that know what, you know, knows what we're doing, but, you know, some rich 15-year-old with rich parents, it's like, all right, whatever, here's your birthday gift.
Someone playing with mommy and daddy's money. Yeah. I mean, but I mean, that's fine, to each their own. If that's what you want to spend your money on, I'm in no room to talk. So
yeah, both of us are pretty bad on that.
Pretty much. But yeah. So, given all that, after all we've kind of purchased for 2019, what, in your opinion or your personal opinion, has been your figure of the year for 2019? And I have a feeling I know what it is because I can see that chunky ass boy in the background there.
I think you're going to be pretty disappointed because I can't tell you what my favorite figure of the year is.
Oh, okay.
So it's between, of course, the gigantic 2019.
Of course.
But it's also between him and the Super Mecha Godzilla. Let me just grab this. Yes, this is an insane figure, an insane product, and I have no clue how they have so many fucking issues with it. So, looking at it right now, I've got a tail gap growing. When I first got it, I really didn't have a tail problem. Not sure what happened, but he's starting to split. Right. He had a bunch of paintbrush hairs stuck into the vinyl. It kind of killed it for me. I mean, it's an amazing looking figure. I mean, it's just, come on, it's ridiculous. But for such an expensive piece, you think they would kind of have better quality control. So, yeah, I kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. And Super Mecha Godzilla is my favorite Mecha Godzilla of all time. Might even be my second favorite kaiju of all time besides Godzilla himself. So I'm going to be a little bit biased and say that Super Mecha Godzilla is my figure of the year. That thing is beautiful.
I'm going to say that is probably one of the more beautiful pieces that have come out this year. This is the Super Mecha. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the gigantic. I am jealous of anyone who gets the gigantic. But that Super Mecha Godzilla is a beautiful piece. There's just something about the patina on the paint where it looks weathered and worn. Yeah. I mean, there's just something about that. They did a really whoever painted that particular one, especially for you, whoever had their hands on that, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, this is. I'm not sure how they do it. I think a lot of these are clear vinyl, and then they paint over them. Because I do have. I don't know, probably not gonna be able to see on the video. Right here, next to his eyes, I have a couple like paint blotches where they're missing, and you can see the light up shining through. So, I mean, it's not a perfect figure, but it's actually really cool to see how these figures are kind of put together, and that it's a clear mold, and then they hand paint everything over it. It's like, how do you paint this weathering? Like, how do you do that? It's very cool. This paint job is insane.
I was telling Lisa the other day, and I think I even told you guys in the group. I think in 2020 I'm going to get into buying and putting together model kits, and so I'll be trying to grow my collection that way too. So I've been looking online for a few model kits. Some of the Billiken kits look pretty sweet, when I get my hands on them. And so I'm going to try my hand at painting some myself. So I'm sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, the people that can buy the model kits and put them together and paint them themselves, those are the best looking figures out there. I mean, they're better than X Plus. Like David Dopko, Nathan Lindsay. That's just some of them. They make these kits look like better than how they looked in the movies. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And some of the poses on the kits look 10 times better, in my opinion, than some of the positions and poses that X Plus puts out.
Oh yeah, it's so dynamic. I actually have actually I'm noticing a problem right now in my Mechagodzilla. Something's loose. His little cannon holder's pretty loose and looks all bent. But I'm never mind. I'm getting my first model kit from Mark Sen Yang. I'm sending him out something pretty cool, and he's gonna take care of it for me. Send it back. So that's gonna be keep your eyes out for that one. That's
all right. I'm looking forward to it. I know that's not the same piece that's coming in the next couple of weeks, I guess.
Probably the end of February. That's no. He's been public with my 1962 King Kong. He's made
okay.
This is something else that I don't think anybody has. So that's gonna be pretty sweet.
I think it was I think John posted in the group, in the Flossies group, that they're coming out with a model kit for the 1962 Kong.
I literally just read that this morning. Yeah, they're doing they did a first release of it, and someone modified it because it came with 2 of the berry juice things.
Yeah.
And someone who bought the kit modified it so he was holding one and drinking the other. And I guess the company liked it so much they got a hold of him and I was like, hey, we're going to use this as our next figure pose. So that's what's coming out. He's going to be drinking his juice. And that's pretty damn cool.
That is pretty cool. Oh, it's up there. I looked the price. Was it $295 or something like that?
Plus shipping. And you got to paint it yourself and all that. It's cool though. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's a cool piece, and people, and just imagine what the aftermarket price on that thing's going to be after it's all over.
That's the reason I went through Mark. I was looking up aftermarket first releases of the, what is it, Robo something?
Robus, yeah, it's something like I can't. The name really escapes me right now, but yeah, it's like it wasn't called
Complex or something. It's something weird.
It wasn't called King Kong though. It was called Giant Gorilla or something, because at the time I don't think they had the rights to call it Kong. Is this new one even called King Kong? To be honest with you, I haven't really.
It might be Giant Ape. I honestly think it's Giant Ape. Robo Kit Giant Ape or something.
I think so. I think Universal or Warner Brothers now owns the rights to use the name King Kong.
Well, I don't know how, take this with a grain of salt. I had read no one can really produce the 1962 King Kong because they're not sure who owns the rights. It was like bought through someone, sold through someone. They're now defunct, so they can't get a hold of them. It's kind of one of those things that's in limbo. So it's cool that other companies are coming out with figures like that fit the X Plus scale. I mean, that's perfect.
Oh, it's going to look really nice next to that. If you change your mind, well, no, you can't change your mind because you've already got a King Kong coming.
Yeah, I'm done.
To pair up with your 30 centimeter 62. So yeah, but it'll look real nice. I'm sure we'll see a lot of photos when people start getting their kits in, and of course, I have a feeling David's going to get a kit, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
He does magic to these damn kits. That guy is talented as hell.
Oh, he is. There's a lot of guys in there that are talented as hell too.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to show my personal figure of the year, in which you're probably going to be a little bit surprised. Hang on.
I think so.
So my personal figure of the year is the 1964 30 centimeter Famous Sculptors line.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I chose this is because I am a mark for the 64.
I'm
Um,
aware.
I'm a mark for the 64, and I have I have an attachment to the 64. And to be honest with you, when I was searching out when I was searching out for a good Musugoji,
Mm.
this was the best looking one. Now people will fight me on this, I know, but this was the best looking 64 that I thought, in my opinion, I could find. Um, so when it popped up in the group for sale, I jumped all over it.
Oh, yeah.
I think I paid 200 shipped for this guy.
That's a damn good deal, man. That's a damn, for any favorite sculptor line, that's a
Yeah,
damn good deal.
but yeah, I was super happy with this. Now I don't know if it was there prior, or if it was or if I did it. I have no clue. But I did have an issue with the jaw, and I noticed it. I think it was over the summer. The jaw was loose, and so I was trying to fix it, and I eventually just super glued it and then just painted over it. So
Hey, that works. I mean, could you like close it like fully?
yeah, you could. Yeah, it was legitimately broken. Like
Oh,
one of the hinges was broke, and so you could pull the jaw out if you wanted to. And so yeah, I don't know. I didn't
like
notice.
$200.
Yeah, I didn't notice it when I first got it. So who knows? I mean, it's still an awesome piece. I'm super
Oh,
happy with it. You can't even tell anything was wrong with it. But yeah,
perfect.
this is my personal figure of the year. 1964 famous sculptors line, 30 centimeter by X Plus. Super happy with it. It was between this guy. Well, it was a three-way tie actually between this guy, the Burning Sakai, and the 30 centimeter Anguirus. And the reason the 30 centimeter Anguirus was close is because to me that is the Anguirus to get if you're going to add one to your collection, because it's the most accurate in my opinion. So
Oh,
I'm going
I'll,
after it.
I'll let you have that. I prefer the 55, but we'll agree to disagree.
Well, I mean, the 55 looks really good too, but I mean,
The resin 55 looks insane. It's not X Plus, obviously, but I just something about the 55 design I love. It just looks very primitive.
what's one thing this year that what's one thing you're hunting for this year that you're hoping to get your hands on?
Honestly, you might be very surprised, but it's nothing X Plus related at all.
Okay.
It's a losing it. That's a M1 Nakajima. So it's a Sofubi figure,
Okay.
and yeah, it's Nakajima with just the suspenders on, and then his bottom half is half of the Godzilla suit. That is the coolest figure I have ever seen in my life. It's cooler than any of these, anything X Plus to me. I think that's the coolest thing in the world.
There's a guy in the kaiju groupie in our Facebook group that has one, and he posted. I think he showed me photos of it not too long ago. I don't know if he actually posted it, but it's Chris.
Jambui or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has one. He got it a couple months ago as a gift, I believe, is how it ended up being. Or no, he bought it himself. Never mind.
Oh.
But that thing is sweet. That thing
It's so
really
cool.
sweet.
It's so cool. I mean, just the fact that it's paying homage to him. You know, it's. I feel like a lot of people, they love Godzilla, but they have no clue who's actually under the suit, and it's like, you know, he is Godzilla. That is Godzilla. So to have a piece of history like that, oh yeah, that's what I'm going for.
I know we've gotten a ton of stuff that's already announced for like that we know of certain things that are coming out in 2020. There's a lot coming out for the Defo Reel line. You got the Sakai 84.
55 set, like I coming.
The 55 set, yeah, I forgot. And the 2019 King Ghidorah, have they been released yet on the Defo Reel line yet?
I don't think so. I think Destroyer was just released for the defaults, and that's a big figure. So I can't imagine how big King Ghidorah is going to be.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think there's a Rick version for the King Ghidorah where his neck and his eyes light up. It looks really awesome.
$230, something like that. It's over 200, which is for a D for real. No way.
I think my first Defo Reel was or is going to be the 1999. I got the 1999 Rick coming. I think that comes out in April.
With the boat?
Yeah, with the boat. Yeah, with the boat. Yeah, I think it was like I think after tax and shipping and all that good stuff, it's 109, something like that.
Oh, dude, that's well worth it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not hurt. It doesn't break me up to pay that for something like that because it looks really sweet. It's really nice. I know a lot of guys have sprung for the standard 99 and the Orga set, with the can't remember what the hell they're called, but where it looks like it's eating Godzilla. That set looks really sweet too.
I never cared for that. I mean, the movie is one of the first Godzilla movies I ever saw, so that's why I love the '99 suit. But just something about that scene, it's just like I don't like it. So when that Rick came out, when that D for Real Rick came out, I was like, oh, that's an easy pass for me.
It looks a little awkward. I don't really care much for that scene too, but I love the movie. I love the
I love '99.
Yeah,
love it. So.
What's one thing that you hope that gets released this year? I know that I'll say that mine is, I really hope that we get that Mecha King Ghidorah. That 25 centimeter, but I would be more interested in the standard version being just the regular gold 91 King Ghidorah.
Now, before I get into what I want to see, I don't think they're going to do that. I honestly think the 91 it's King Ghidorah, so it's going to sell. That's just going to be its own option. I think the Rick version of this Mecha King Ghidorah, if they have one, is going to have the G Crusher piece. Just the, the chest piece that comes out and grabs them. I think they're going to do that because, they'll sell more Ricks than standards probably if they release the regular 91. But I mean, 2 figures versus, you know what I mean? They can make a new sculpt for it and make a lot more money. So I think they'll do that. That's what I would do.
What do you think the Rick option would be if they released a regular 91 non-mecha? I would want to see I would want to see some Rick extras brought back, like the maybe the spaceship from that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That the female character drove, or the.
What are you saying?
No, or the Dorats maybe. I think there's already been a Dorat option on some kind of on some Rick, or maybe I'm thinking of SH Monster Arts.
Monster Arts had the they came with the first release one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Dorats would be a pretty cool little Rick extra option.
I think 2 extra heads that would wrap around the 91 sockeye, like where he's choking them. I think that'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool. I know a lot of folks would eat that up because I know a lot of people love the 91 Sakai. So.
Oh yeah.
I know you. I do. Yeah, I do. That'll be one that I'm hoping to get my hands on in 2020. I really don't have one that I'm super like, this is my holy grail of 2020 that I have to get because, like I said, I'm pretty new. So right. I'm just hoping to get on. I'm just hoping to get my hands on some pretty cool pieces this year.
Oh yeah, you will. Oh yeah. So, if 2020 is going to be like anything like 2019, they're going to put out some massive figures and some great figures. I can't wait.
I hope we get a few surprises. I know Wonderfest is in March, so I hope we get a few surprises then.
Are you going to be going to that? Because I found out it's not as cool as you think.
It's not the right Wonderfest. The Wonder. Yeah, exactly. I found that out later. It's the same name, and they do have like collectible booths there, but I don't know if X Plus has a huge presence at the one that I thought was the correct Wonderfest to go to. So.
Yeah, because you told me and it was only like 5 hours away, and I was like, well, if I get the chance to go to Wonderfest, I'm definitely going because they do like raffles and stuff. You can get picked to win like older figures. It's really cool. Yeah. Or like you get that lottery system where you can buy older figures. So,
are you going to G Fest this year?
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna be help setting up. So.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna be in that dealer room before anyone else. See if I can get a Nakajima Walker.
Make sure you take plenty of pictures.
Oh, dude, for sure. Are you going to be there?
No, I'm not. I'm probably not planning on going. When is it? What month is that?
July or August? It's later in the summer.
I know that Lisa and I have a vacation scheduled to go to Florida sometime in the summer, but I can't remember exactly when it is. So.
All right. Next year, man. It's a lot of fun. I love G-Fest.
So what was your favorite non-X Plus collectible that you picked up this year?
Well, there wasn't much, but honestly, probably one of the coolest things in my collection is this giant NECA, which I'm surprised NECA made the top list, even though their newer figures have been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Giant 18-inch Channel Alpha from from Pacific Rim.
Oh wow, that's bright.
It's very bright. This makes the X Plus light ups look like crap. I mean, this thing is, you can't look at it. It's bright and it's huge. Great posability. Maybe not so much on that arm, but he's got a lot of posability. It's a great figure, and I think it was only like $89. I mean,
Well, that's not bad at all.
For an almost 2-foot figure. Not at all. I was very impressed with it.
And it looks like the paint and the detail and stuff on that one is there too. So they didn't really cheap out on it. From what I'm seeing on camera here, they didn't cheap out on a whole lot.
No, not at all. They've got like detail. In the movie, he got flanked by one of the monsters, bit of hand. They got the claw marks in it from that. I mean, they really paid attention to the detail. I'm very impressed with a NECA figure being this good. He's got some paint marks up here.
Right.
It's hard to tell. He's got a weathered paint job, really, especially on the back. It's kind of hard to tell though.
Now, to be fair, NECA's been putting out some pretty, good stuff lately. I know it started. It started with the 56 poster version.
Yeah.
And they've just sort of stepped up their game for sure. I know that a lot of people are fans of the 62 NECA.
Mm-hmm. That was a great release, and the new 64 people are raving over it. So.
The new 64 looks great. It actually looks better in person than it did in some of the pre-order photos. I was actually going to get one, and I ended up canceling my pre-order shortly after I got the X Plus 64. I canceled my pre-order for the NECA, but I was probably going to cancel that pre-order anyway because I was still on the fence about it. I was like, man, the promo photos for that just look goofy. I was just like, man, I'll wait until I can get an X Plus version of the 64 to have a good version of that in my collection. So, right.
I mean, honestly, for the price, they're like $25. I would buy them and just keep them in the box. Their new boxes are they're awesome. They take scenes right from the movie, and I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, you can't beat that for the $25 range. I think my Barnes and Noble puts a lot of their NECA stuff on sale every now and then, and so I was able to get the 62. I have the 62 in the closet over there, and I was able to get him for $18.
I mean, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Yeah, I got the 56 for 20 after tax. It was like 22 bucks or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, those I usually just buy on Amazon because it's the same price as Target, and that's where I can usually find them. So I'm like, all right, $20, I'll buy them. I'll buy them just for the boxes.
Right.
They really stepped their game up. Good
they did. I think they're re-releasing a lot of stuff now. I saw on Instagram. I saw where they're re-releasing the Shin versions of their NECA figures with brand new boxes. I think the purple dorsal plate version, the Breath Effect, has the white box with just the profile of Shin from the poster.
Yeah, that is sweet. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I think the regular version without the Breath Effect, or I think they both have Breath Effects, if I'm not mistaken, but the regular version that's not got the purple accent just has that all red and black box. And the box itself, now I'm not a huge fan of the figure because I think the Shin figure from NECA looks goofy.
Very janky.
But the box is awesome. And it's really terrible to say that you would buy a figure just for the box, but I think that's one that people should pick up just for the box.
I would. It's the same thing with you. I saw the picture on Instagram where it was like all the old boxes and then all the new boxes. And I was like, they're reissuing everything. They're like starting fresh. So, good for them. They went up in quality, and SH Monster Arts really went down in quality. So, who knows what's going on.
I've sold off a lot of my SH Monster Arts. I have 2 SH Monster Arts left. I have a 64, or it's not 64. I have a 62 King Goji and the 2019 King of the Monsters version. SH Monster Arts left. So, I don't know. I get when I get a good version of the 62 in the collection, I'll probably end up selling the 62 SH Monster Arts.
I mean, they still catch a pretty good price, but I mean, the only one I have left is the light up 89, and I only like it because it scales with Biollante perfectly because it's like a 10-inch figure. It's weird. It's the only one they did that lights up and is bigger.
Yeah, I paid I think $85 on Amazon for the 62, and they're only going to go up because people price gouge like a mother.
Yeah, Biollante and King Ghidorah are perfect examples of that. You literally can't find one for under, or Biollante, you can't find one for under like $700-800, which is just, I mean, that's insane. Get the X Plus then. I mean,
if you're gonna buy the X Plus Biollante, you better expect to pay like $900 for that thing, or at least according to some group members, you got to pay.
Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat that one. That guy's dumb.
Okay.
Listen, everyone, if you use eBay prices to judge your figures on or to price them out, you're gonna have a bad time. I'm gonna call you out for it. You can't do that. So.
Yeah, I feel like I think Rich sold off a lot of his collection recently, and all his prices were super. No, it's no wonder that all of his stuff sold pretty quick because all of his prices were fair. I mean,
yeah, a couple people I talked to, I just kind of went, hey, how much did you grab that for? And they told me, and I was like, what? Like, are you kidding me? That's nuts. But Rich is a stand-up guy. He's not looking to make money. He just needs space. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you shouldn't. I mean, if you're going to sell something, sell it for what you feel like you can honestly get out of it.
Yeah. Or at least what you paid for it.
Yeah, at least what you paid for it. Maybe a little bit extra for the time it sat on your shelf.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, don't price gouge people for toys. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of folks don't say this, but at the end of the day, they're just toys.
They are. I mean, they're collectibles, but yeah, they're fucking toys.
Yeah.
So just charge, $800, $900, $1,600 for a figure like that Shin. It's just like, what are you doing?
I don't know. That Shin's almost worth it though. So 2019 was really good to a lot of collectors. So my non X Plus collectible of the year has to go to the Criterion collection. I know that I'm probably not alone in saying that this was, this was on a lot of folks' wish list. And when we finally saw the leaks come out, I think it was Target. The people were taking screenshots of the Target one first.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, holy shit, they're releasing a Criterion Showa collection? What the hell,
Right.
And I love this release so much, I got two. So one to watch and one to keep.
Hey, it's good. Smart minds think alike, man.
Yeah, I got two. I think I ended up paying I paid $160 for this one when Amazon dropped the price, and then I paid $112 on Amazon because they were price matching. Or they were price matching Barnes and Noble. So I went ahead and just picked up a second one, and I'll have that one stowed away in the collection in case I ever decide I need to sell it for something like maybe food or water or a house payment.
Or X Plus figures.
Or an X Plus figure that I really, really want. But I honestly don't think I'll be getting rid of it anytime soon. So, but yeah, this was super. This was a super important release for this year. I know for a lot of folks. I think the first weekend I got it, I watched through all the films. And yeah, so I've
seen a few. I still need to watch a few of them.
No, I watched through every single one of them. It just so happened that my wife was working 2 double shifts that weekend. And so I was here by myself. I didn't have a whole lot going on.
Right.
So I just vegged out in front of the TV, man, and I watched the entire 15-film saga from the Showa era, and I was like this.
That's incredible. That's dedication. Now, after doing that, would you say that the Showa era is your favorite era, or are you burned out on it now?
Honestly, in terms of collectibles that I desire the most of them all come from the Showa era.
Fair. Fair.
But I'm not burnt out on the Showa era, to be honest with you. I can watch a Showa film probably any day of the week. I think I did a podcast with Travis, who's in the group, and we did Frankenstein Conquers the World for that discussion. And I think between the English release and the Japanese dub, I watched that thing like maybe a dozen times.
Wow.
A dozen. And yeah, I watched it like maybe a dozen times within like a 3-week period. And but yeah, I loved it every single time. And I just for some reason I just love the Showa era. I love the cheesiness, the campiness. I love just pretty much everything about it. Destroy All Monsters. It may not be everyone's favorite film, but Destroy All Monsters is one of my favorite films. And so probably one of my goals over the next year or two is to try and get all of those X Plus figures from Destroy All Monsters.
You messed up. Last year they released the Destroy All Monsters 25 centimeters.
I know.
But if you break it down individually, it's not terrible. It's still a lot of money for damn toys.
It's a ton for a bunch of damn toys. You're right. But yeah, so I'm a huge Showa fan. I know a lot of folks. We talked to a lot of guys in the group that don't like Showa. Yeah. And it's often younger fans that don't like Showa because they just don't like the.
They don't want to sit through a movie that Godzilla pops in at 75 minutes. And I can see that. I used to be like that. I didn't really like the Showa era, but now it's kind of switched. I prefer the Showa over Heisei for the most part.
I think second to the Showa era, the Millennium series of films is my second favorite. You really can't go wrong with any of those either because it gave us Godzilla 2000, GMK. We won't talk about Meg versus Megaguirus, but
dude, that's like one of my favorite ones.
Really?
Like all time. The black hole gun is the coolest concept in any Godzilla lore to me.
I will give you that. The black hole, producing a black hole to trap Godzilla in it. That was a pretty unique, ingenious idea. So, but yeah, that's pretty much as far as my favorite figures of 2019. That's pretty much all I got. I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, this year has really opened my eyes and to see what I need to collect, and I need to slow down because I went from 4 figures to 27. So. In 1 year. So I got pretty much everything I wanted. So now it's pick and choose what I want. Nice releases, older releases.
I think I'll be a little bit more conservative in 2020.
Yeah.
I won't go so crazy. I felt like I went crazy this year with just buying things left and right. So I'll try not to do that this year.
Oh, yeah.
But no promises. No promises.
That's what happens. We say that, and they start dropping the baddest pre-orders you've ever seen. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then those monthly bills come through, and you're like, man, I forgot I even ordered that. Like, crap.
Yeah. It's like, I'm still paying on this. Like, damn. It's rough, but honestly, there's nothing better than opening up on a box and seeing that brand new figure. Opening that up, and you get this crisp, brand new vinyl smell. It's stuff. I love it. I live for it.
Yeah. But man, I appreciate you hopping on here and hanging out with me for it was supposed to have only been like 45 minutes, but it's been an hour now. So yeah,
it's been a lot of fun. It's easy to talk about.
It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime. I think the plan for 2020 is we're going to start a podcast. So I'm hoping that this is a good start to that. Anything else that you want to mention or talk about? Plug your business one more time.
Well, of course, you guys want to go check out sweet kaiju merch or art. Really, I don't have any shirts left unless you're an XL. Cody's Kaiju Customs. I post all the time in the group, so if you ever see my name, Cody Chubbelkirsch, click on it, go to my profile, check out some of my art. Buy some shit, whatever. But yeah.
And if you guys are looking for an awesome Facebook group to join that's not cringy and full of BS, come join the Kaiju groupie. And we have a lot of fun there. I think we're up to 1,090 members or something like that at this point. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. It's a great group. So if you're looking for something that's cringe free, come on over to our side.
Honestly, it's going to sound biased because I'm a moderator in there, but it's become my favorite Godzilla group by far. That and the X Plus group are my go-tos.
Those are my go-tos too. Those
Nice.
are my, yeah. But thanks, guys, for sticking it out with us for an hour.
Hell yeah.
Take care, guys.
Keep on collecting, man. Peace.